name is Jo Locke, and I've been a buyer here at the Wine Society since 2004, with responsibility for South Africa all of that time, which was a joy for me because I did buy South African wines in a previous life, but I'd had a 10-year gap, and coming back to it was so exciting because so much had changed, and for the better. But what's interesting is that even more has changed since, and South Africa is certainly the most exciting region that I'm currently buying from. So I can thoroughly recommend that you explore it. Today, I'm here to talk about Chenin Blanc, which I'm on record as admitting is my favourite white grape, partly because I learned about wine initially in the Loire Valley, and that's where the Chenin Blanc grape originates. And it was taken to South Africa by French Huguenot settlers over 350 years ago. It was originally known as Steen or Steen, and you sometimes still hear it referred to that, but you don't tend to see that on labels anymore. It's perhaps one reason why it's still South Africa's most widely planted grape of whites and reds. For years it made cheap and cheerful stuff, perhaps not, South Africa's finest hour. But in the last 2-3 decades, the winemakers there have really realised what they've got, particularly the fantastic old vines that produce some of the top examples these days, either straight Chenin or the Cape White blends, which are tend to be a base of Chenin Blanc or an element of Chenin Blanc blended with other things. The Rhone grape varieties, Viognier, Roussanne, Marsanne, are actually quite a common grape to blend with them. The beauty of Chenin is that it retains a certain freshness. It retains its acidity, it retains a minerality, even in those hot, dry temperatures of the Cape, including the Swartland region, which is home to many of those old bush vines. And it's those old vines that are low to the ground, rather sprawling. They're well protected from the heat of the sun. So they cope very well with the conditions. Chenin is made in a wide range of styles, whether it's bottled as a solo grape or indeed in a Cape blend. It's very versatile because it has some body. It doesn't have too strong a flavour, a little bit like Chardonnay. You can put it through oak, you can turn it into sparkling wine, you can make really top sweet wine from it. So there's probably a Chenin Blanc out there for everybody. And I would urge you to try them, really well worth exploring. There are some fantastic new wave top-end Chenin Blancs these days, made by people like Lucas van Logerenberg, Sebastian Beaumont at the eponymous estate down in Bot River. Thistle and Weed is one of the newer names. And of course, Chris Alheit, who makes our exhibition Chenin for us, but also who made his name with the very famous wine Cartology, which is primarily old vine Chenin with just a splash of old vine Semillon, which was another grape that settled very early in the Cape all those years ago. So, South African Chenin, explore it for the everyday, but also for those special occasions. I think you'll like it.